All right, we are live. Welcome to the Spinning Backfist MMA show for Thursday, December 4th. I don't know if you could hear the heater going right behind my computer. I'm sorry about that. The heaters here are super loud. It is Robbie Fox, Jack Mack, and Big Ev back again. We're breaking down the final UFC pay-per-view of the year, the second to last card, right? We have a card next week, obviously, and then that's it for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, there's a 6-week kind of off period for the first time in forever.
Weird.
It is kind of crazy. It's the longest off streak for the UFC since COVID. So I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure something out.
I was going to say, we're going to figure something out for that time. Yeah, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah, I'm going to have to. The sales team is not going to let us take off. So we're going to, no, just joking around. We love our sales team. But they think there's a card every week, and I have to remind them, hey,
yeah,
there's not
a slight off season this
and then
year
if I tell them there's 6 weeks off, they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. But I'm excited. Should be good. And sorry, Rico's yelling in the background.
I know. I could almost hear him from the punk studio. Yeah, I'm so far away from you. I could hear him from out there.
It's almost like he's going to run through the door and just attack me for God knows what reason.
Yeah. You know, it's a good thing to do during that off season for MMA. Everyone's going to have a couple of Saturday nights freed up. You can get out to an awesome concert, concert, show, comedy show, sports event. You could go see Dolphins at Jets this Sunday. You know, different. It's not a Saturday, but this Sunday you could go see Dolphins versus Jets, $48 on Game Time. Jazz versus Knicks, $150 on Game Time. And the NFL, obviously, it's in full swing. Tailgates, pack stands, the buzz before kickoff. Everything about it is exciting except getting tickets, waiting in the queues online, or dealing with the price jumps, the fees that aren't included. Game Time eliminates all of that. They make it super easy for fans. You get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price, and fees are always included. So if it says, you know, you're going to get into Avalanche at Rangers this Saturday for $125, that's as much as you're paying. There's no fees added on top of that. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BACKFIST for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code BACKFIST for $20 off. BACKFIST. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. We love Game Time. We use them all the time.
Shout out Game Time. And yeah, if you want to spend your Saturday nights not just watching reruns, or I mean, I'm sure there'll be other events, but yeah, that
would be hysterical. You think there's any guys out there like the football guy, but for MMA, where they're like, we got 6 weeks off. Every Saturday night, I'm going to sit down and watch a rerun of a card. There's got to be guys out there that are doing that, right?
Definitely. Well, Robbie, I mean, you come from a world where reruns are the number one thing in wrestling.
True. People always go back and rewatch shit on wrestling.
Honestly, just Theo Von, just like take an edible and just forget that this card happened 9 years ago.
Yeah,
and just live tweet it as it's happening.
Yeah, maybe like even like, you know, you could have like little side bets with your buddies on a card that happened fucking in 1994 or something. Obviously a big week and a half, I guess, of MMA news that has broken since our last show. We've got Paddy the Baddy getting an interim title fight against Justin Gaethje. They put together that Kayla Harrison Amanda Nunes fight. Obviously all for the big Paramount debut. We're going to come back and have Paramount as the new streaming service for the UFC. We're quickly approaching Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul. I don't know how much we even care about that. This one I'm sort of interested in because I think Jake Paul's going to finally get knocked out this time. A lot to talk about, obviously.
Yeah, Paddy the Baddy, congratulations. How do you guys feel about the interim? Is it deserved? I don't think
it's weird.
Cares. People were really mad. People were really mad.
What deserves an interim title? I think the goalposts have just moved over the years. It used to be like, if the champ is hurt and can't compete for a year, we'll think about an interim. And now it's become like, all right, we don't want to hold the division up or whatever. So if the champ is going to be out when he was regularly thinking he was going to fight, they pretty much throw interims on everything. And like, I can't get too mad about it because it's not just only for this. It's like UFC's doing that now. It's kind of how they operate.
People are mad that Armin didn't get it.
Yeah, and if you were looking like who deserves it the most, Armin probably does. But it's, you know, it's the fight business. It's like It's prize fighting. Paddy the Baddy and Justin Gaethje, that moves fucking tickets. That sells pay-per-views. Arman Sarukian right after a headbutt. Who gives a fuck?
No, I mean, Arman obviously deserves it the most, but I mean, I think this was a little bit of like, this is the main event we want. Also, Gaethje was doing his whole like belter, I retire kind of thing. And I think this was their way of kind of like meeting him halfway, but also kind of, it's the only way you could also justify putting Paddy Gaethje as the main event over Nunes Harrison, which I've seen a lot of the like hipster rage on that, being like, oh, like, how does an interim belt be over a real title shot? This is like one of the greatest women's MMA fights ever. And I don't think they're totally wrong about the latter. Like, I think it definitely is one of the bigger like women's fights we've ever had. But also, like, if you're asking literally anyone, like, the fight they're more excited to see, I think anyone that's being like telling the truth is saying, I would rather watch Paddy and Justin Gaethje fight.
I'll be real.
Nunez. That's just the truth. I think anyone's saying that, you're a liar.
I'll be real. No one's asked me about Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison. Not one person.
I know.
So
I'm really looking forward to it. Again, like, if you're a hardcore MMA fan, you're going to care about that, of course. But I don't even think it's just the Barstool bubble. I got cousins texting me, "Oh my God, Paddy the Baddy, Justin Gaethje, this is crazy." It's and I think Ariel Helwani brought up, like, this has happened before. UFC 189, which he brought up, I think, to make the counter argument to say, like, Conor was originally supposed to be fighting for the title. People were flying in for it. You had to put them over Lawler, McDonald too. But it's like, I don't know. I think it was just because Conor was the big name. That's like who people are coming to see. And it's not too different with Paddy the Baddy right now.
And Gaethje. I mean, that's a
great. And Gaethje, obviously.
Yeah. Like, the two of them
Gaethje's
are
bigger than Chad Mendes was at that time.
Yeah, like, they're two guys that you just want to see fight, that have star power, that are always in exciting fights for the most, at least with Paddy for the most part. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's if you weren't going to get Ilya Paddy, this is an amazing fight. I mean,
and the UFC's way of maybe making that next Ilya fight, if Paddy wins and it's title versus title, everyone's like, holy fuck, title versus title. They both got it in the pictures. They both got it in the face-offs. That makes it feel like we're going to fucking WrestleMania with Paddy and Ilya.
It's obvious what they're trying to do, and they're trying to build up Paddy Ilya. They wanted Paddy Ilya for this card. That was their plan. Yeah. They were going to do it. And it fell apart because of Ilya's divorce, which appears to be very difficult on him. Custody battle, yada, yada, yada. Then they go, okay, Ilya can't fight. What are we supposed to do? We have Amanda Kayla, which people will be interested in, but you can't headline it. And I don't know if they wanted to headline it with Arman, who they just aren't a fan of, at least because of all of his actions. And then on top of it, they kind of looked at Paddy and said, he's a big name, and Gaethje's still a massive name. Put them together, put the belt on it for the casuals, because this is the first fight on a new streaming service. And I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I know people were really mad, and then people were really mad about Diego Lopez getting it a shot again. And they said the UFC is dying. We're not getting the fights we deserve. Feel like I've been hearing the UFC is dying. Fights aren't getting, there's not enough, or the fights that are supposed to happen aren't happening for the past 5 years. It's just
preach. It's every year. It really, and COVID accelerated that too. COVID and the response to it, and like, not get into the fucking political things, but there's obviously people out there that I feel like are rooting against Dana and the UFC at every turn.
Yeah.
And it's like that accelerates, I think, that talk of UFC's dying and this, that. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, even if the numbers were to go down year over year, which I don't think they are,
they're not.
Dana just knows this is a cyclical business where stars will arise. They always do. There were, like, even if we entered a slump period where you said we don't have a lot of stars, I would argue that we do have a good amount of stars. But if you were to make that argument, just wait 6 months, wait a year, they always come up. They will always arise in a sport like this, in a sport like golf, in a sport like tennis, any individual sport. Stars will arise. They always come out of it.
Also, I hate when they do this whole like you said, like, oh, they're not making the fights. You know, like, this kind of like entertainment style fight, like matchmaking, has been going on forever. Like, I mean, in the last couple of years, you have like, oh, Cheeto just gets a shot versus Sugar. Like, Dan Henderson just gets a shot when he's number 12 first Bisping. Like this has been going on for literally. I mean, what was it? Ken Shamrock got one against, I forget who was that. He like, was it Tito maybe or someone that he, after he'd already lost twice, like didn't deserve it. Like this has been going on for literally decades. So people acting like,
the best don't fight the best anymore. 9 times out of 10, they do.
That's what I'm saying. Like do for the most part. Like the Armin, and listen, the Armin and like the Evlov ones, especially Evlov, like I get it because like he's been the number one contender, it feels like, for like 2 years. Yeah. But he also he's like watching paint dry. Like he's boring.
Correct.
He doesn't have a single finish in the UFC. Now you could argue Lerone Murphy. I have no issues with that. Like I understand it, but I mean at the same time, like I get them saying Diego doesn't deserve it, and I'm talking about both, but I like it's clear that the first fight, as even though it was like lopsided, it still was a very exciting fight. Like it was a great fight.
Oh yeah.
But also Volk got dropped pretty bad at one point. Like Diego had moments. I get they want fresh blood, but like he's definitely a guy you'd rather see fight just like aesthetically, like fanfare, than like Lerone Murphy or like Aljo or someone like that. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's a great main card. Like I think the main card for 324 is really 324 is like very good for Paramount. So
I agree.
And then obviously we haven't seen the rest of the 325 card yet besides Lopez and Volkanovski, but they're good fights. I think people just want to complain, or they want to like do this like hipster like thing where it's like, oh, like that's the right thing to do. Like they've earned it. Like this isn't sport anymore. It's like it's not sport anymore. It's just entertainment. Like it's fucking always been that. Like wake up.
Jack, did you test Joshua Van's wrestling?
No, I did not, but he would have killed me. He just would have killed me, and then I would have been dead. But shout out everybody in the chat right now. Please like the stream. If you're watching it back, comment. We love all the support. And
check out the interviews Jack did this week as well.
Yeah, and I know you guys it just didn't work timing-wise with you guys, but we had 3 great interviews. Pantoja, Merab, Payton-Talbott, and there were some very cool interviews. So they're all 10 minutes each. I'm going to put it on the podcast feed as well, all of them together. So it'll be around 30 to 40 minutes. They were all really good. And shout out to UFC for hooking that up. And it's been this card this weekend's really, really, really exciting. And I would say, I mean, the Evloev stuff, I know I was just talking about it. He's just, he's boring. He'll get it eventually. He just will. And then but I think sometimes the UFC looks at their champions and they look at it and say, do we want another Russian grappler? They just don't. And then they look at the upside of, oh, Diego Lopez could beat Volk, which is possible. And that's what they look at. They want a Mexican champion. It's just, they run a business. If you want just fair, this isn't the sport for you, unfortunately. No. It's just not. It's grown past the point of just hardcores like it. This is a sport that they want to put popular people in the best of positions. And then if Evloev wins 1 billion times, here's the thing: if Evloev goes out there and finishes a top 5 contender right away, he's got a title shot like that. Yes. And people are asking, what did Armin do to Dana? Armin punched a fan walking out, and then the next fight he pulled out 24 hours before it. Then the next fight he headbutted his opponent 24 hours before it. The UFC is not a fan.
He's a headache for the company. He is an absolute headache for the company who does not justify that with his other end. He's great in the cage. Great fighter. Can't say anything bad.
Oh, he's amazing.
But it's not like he's a big star either. He's getting there. He's got the videos where he was eating the fucking crazy shit. Everyone was like, oh my God, look at this. An amazing feast, like after the fight. Like he's got his moments where people pay attention and they tune in. He's an absolute headache for the company.
Well, that's what like people aren't saying enough. Like you said, like he had a title shot.
Yeah.
It was there. Like he
threw it away.
All he had to do was make weight. And then he faked an injury because he couldn't make weight. Like Dana, even though it was the worst kept secret of all time, Dana pretty much outed it. Yeah. Like it's no like I do hate when people try to pull the like Auerman's like some like victim. Like he had a title shot lined up, ready to go, and he threw it away himself. And Moicano had to fucking fight as a sacrificial lamb.
And the headbutt was outrageous. I know, like,
outrageous.
Came of the headbutt, but that could have stopped the fight. Fight could have been over if he got cut from that headbutt, which he easily could have. It doesn't take much to cut someone with a fucking headbutt. It happens all the time accidentally.
We see it all the time in football where he did the head first, where he was almost using his head as a weapon. The UFC is probably sitting there thinking, what is this guy doing? Guys, he punched a fan walking out to a fight.
Yeah. For flipping him off. It wasn't even like he said something outrageous. I think he just flipped him off.
And yeah, if you want to say Paddy has Dana White privilege, yeah, he does. But I think Paddy's taken every fight that's been offered to him. And then
listen to the arena when his music hits too. It's like, it's that easy. Listen to the pop.
And then Gaethje is also a guy that's done so much for the company where, I think most fans will be excited to watch that. And
I didn't even want the Gaethje matchup in the first place because I was like, I hated the ultimatum he put on Dana. But it's like, all right, in the situation where Ilya falls out and it's like you're doing an interim title fight, that's fine. And also, it's exciting for Barstool because Gaethje obviously had his back and forth with Dave back in the day. Dave texted me immediately. He was like, man, this is a big Barstool grudge match, huh? I was like, yes, it is. We're going to be in there with fucking Gaethje and his biggest supporters.
It's going to be very, very, very fun. From PC Strickland, Arman has a 1,000-yard stare that has no thoughts behind the eyes. I'm not going to say that. People have been saying, including Magic, that the reason that Arman fights is because they knew he'd be too dumb to go into the family business. So they're like, you'll just be the fighter, and then we'll let the other brothers run the family business.
Construction, right? Or something like that?
Construction.
Hey,
Arman doesn't have money. His dad may have money, as Arman has said.
Okay, yeah. Before we go any further, let's tell everyone about another one of our great sponsors here on the Spin and Backfist MMA show. That is New Amsterdam Vodka. We absolutely love it. This episode is brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka, the official vodka of Barstool Sports, the official vodka of the UFC, and in our opinion, it is the official vodka of winning. You got a champion vodka over here. You match it up against any other vodka, and oh boy, it's a knockout for New Amsterdam. So whether you're catching the pay-per-view at your favorite bar or hanging out at home listening to us talk about it, celebrate your wins with the insanely smooth New Amsterdam Vodka. Find your wins with New Amsterdam. I'm in the Pup Punk studio right now. It looks a mess because we just got all of our equipment delivered for the New York show coming up on the 18th, powered by Pink Whitney, yes, through New Amsterdam. Ev, I'm sure you were enjoying some New Amsterdam after the big Ohio State-Michigan game, of course. Got to celebrate with them. It's the best.
Best in the biz. We love New Am. And it's going to continue. Hopefully, New Am, I think they'll be with UFC next year, and they'll be with us as well. Shout out New Amsterdam. They've been a sponsor of the pod since the start, and can't wait to do more stuff with them in the future. They helped us. They sent us to UFC 322, and that was sick. And if we're excited about things in the future with them too.
Hell yeah. Where else do you want to go before the card? Do we want to talk Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua at all?
What's the date again?
18th, right?
18th. So next,
like
so
the
what,
16th, 18th?
That's
the date of the Pup Punk show, is it?
Yeah.
I'll say this: it's the most I've looked forward to a Jake Paul fight in a while.
I think ever.
I just think it like a fight where I think it's probably the one I look forward to the most since maybe the Tommy Fury one, just because it was one like, oh, like he could lose this one. It's a guy his age, like not totally washed MMA guy. I mean, this is gonna be fascinating because I think like it's hard to wrap your head around anything other than Joshua just knocking his head off.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows, I guess. But I don't see how Joshua doesn't just walk him down and just like decapitate him.
It's almost like if he doesn't, the fight's rigged, right?
That's what I was gonna say. If he doesn't knock him out in the first 2 rounds, it's gonna instantly become like the fight's rigged.
This
is a really good
Francis Ngannou.
This is a good point from Hot Billy. Imagine if Gilly was a big MMA fan. He could have an MMA pod, jump to Gilly. Thank you, Hot Billy. We love you. We love you, Hot. Hey,
him and
we love
Poirier.
Gilly.
Imagine Gilly and Dustin Poirier.
Oh,
What a combo.
I forgot about this. This is the worst fight in the history of the world.
Oh, yeah. That's disgusting.
Oh,
That's
Who?
sick.
It's
am I cutting out? By the way, is my thing? You guys keep cutting out for me.
no, you are good on my end. If we cut out,
too, I think.
Okay, sorry.
that being said, Ronda, Katie Taylor, this is it? It's not because of the size, but is it close to as big of a mismatch as Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul?
I mean,
It's close. Yeah.
Ronda Rousey
Oh yeah.
was getting picked apart by MMA strikers a decade ago. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even understand, like, who the fuck wanted this fight?
I agree.
I have no idea. Like, I don't think this is gonna happen. I really don't think it's gonna be a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know who woke up and was like, like, Katie Taylor's had these good fights at Serrano, and then the last fight was a total dud. You know what I'd love to see? Her box Ronda Rousey. That's what I want to see. No one ever said that. Who would pay for this fight?
No.
Who would go to watch this fight? Like, what a joke.
I don't want to
Every
see
Jake
Ronda
Paul
Rousey
fight
in
was-
combat sports.
Every
Like,
Jake Paul
I don't care to
fight
see her anymore.
was a better fight to make than this one.
I'm
Yeah.
with you, Robbie. There's no point in seeing her anymore. It's not 2014 anymore.
And it's like I acknowledge how amazing she was for her time and like the star that she was. I was a huge Ronda Rousey fan. It's just like the game has clearly moved past her 10 years ago, and she's been not even training for 10 years. So even with the talk of like her and Gina, are they going to come back and do this super fight, White House, whatever? Even that, I'm like, I don't really care about that.
No, and I know a lot of it, like, it's happened a month ago, whatever, like the Rogan thing, but I mean, I'm getting pretty sick of her playing victim.
Oh my God, that's the Ronda Rousey.
She acts like she was like amazing and like everyone's so mean to her. Like, no, they're not. Like, you were an arrogant asshole, and you got humbled to like the 1000th degree because, listen, you were a champion, but like you said, the game passed you by immensely. Like, you got absolutely like just bludgeoned by two people at the top of the game. And like you said, the whole thing with for the Nunez fight, like, wouldn't talk to media, wouldn't do anything. Like, I don't know. I don't know why she still talks like the fans are like so bad to her. Like, if she had any grace after her losses, the fans would still love her.
Correct.
She had no grace. She acted like she was an arrogant.
Look at fucking Connor. Connor lost like right afterwards at UFC 196, or maybe right before. I forget the order of it. I think it's right afterwards. Maybe before. And everyone loved the way he addressed the first Nate Diaz losses. My point. I mean, when he came out and talked all about it, everyone was like, oh my God, this is like a champion, the way a champion should talk. I mean, yeah, we watched Chuck Liddell get slept like 4 times in a row, and he's still, you put him on the screen right now, and he gets the crazy pop. Yeah. Like, it has nothing to do with losses or whatever. Like, yeah, she just was arrogant. She was fucking arrogant. She couldn't humble herself and just be like, I got beat. Like, she just ran away. Yeah. Every time when she won, she puffed her chest out. When she lost, she ran away. Put a pillow in her face, literally.
People see right through it, and they don't respect it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just the worst ever.
The worst.
There was someone asking Usman. Y'all talk about Usman wanting the Islam match over Ian and Pratis. We did not talk about that. It's obviously ridiculous to me.
I mean, that's just Ali being Ali. He wants Islam to fight Usman. Usman's win over the past 3 to 4 years is Joaquin Buckley. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know we were just talking about who deserves it, but I mean, it's not like Usman's this guy that's going to go in there and give it, like, we've called him Marty Snoozman for his whole life. This isn't a guy that can go in there and give us an amazing fight. It would be a grappling war, and it would just be boring, to be honest.
And he's not like a superstar in terms of, like, he can't make up for that in star power.
And I will say that the discussion of who gets it next at 170 is very, very, it's a really big discussion. What do you do there? Because you have, I think if I had to guess, it's going to be Ian Gary. I don't think it's going to be Usman, but Ali is a powerful guy, and maybe the UFC wants to give Islam a good. I don't know. I don't know.
Honestly, I think Morales might arguably have the best case.
Yeah, but I don't think.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't think Islam is going to take a fight against Morales.
I don't think he is either. But I'm saying, like, I think in terms of what they've done, like in the last, I guess, 8 months. I'm trying to remember when. I think he fought Gilbert in like April-ish. I mean, he's knocked out Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady inside like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
In his last 2 fights. Like Brady was supposed to be.
Prates has a pretty good case too in terms of his star power does elevate him a little past Morales in my mind.
Prates definitely is a good case, but then you say like the Gary thing, like he lost to Gary. I'd have no problem with Gary getting it. Zero problem. But just in terms of like if we really want to argue like merit, I think Morales is actually the guy. But if you want to throw like star power and everything into it, like Prates obviously has a strong case. I mean, one of these guys, whoever doesn't get it, one of these guys is going to have to fight Shavkat. And Gary just did it, so it shouldn't be
Gary stepped up, yeah.
And he did on short notice. So I think it's got to be like you got to give Morales or Prates the Shavkat fight, which both would be like incredible. I mean, honestly, if they really, I guess those guys can maybe fight earlier, but it would be awesome if they put them both in the same card. Like if Islam was willing to fight within the next like 6 months, and you did Islam versus like Prates or Islam versus Morales, or you do Islam versus Gary or something like that, and then and then one of the others like Prates and Morales fight Shavkat if Shavkat's ready on the same card, and then it's just like a pure like, all right, winner of this fight is fighting the winner of the championship fight. Simple as that. And I think people would that'd be great. I'd be all for that.
Anything else before we get into the card? Is there anything else that we missed, big news wise? I feel like we got most of it. Oh, the UFC's got a meal plan.
Oh yeah, the UFC's launched its own meal plan.
Yeah, we got to try it, right? Eventually, I'm not saying we got to be loyal subscribers for a year, but we got to like get some meals sent to the office. And
Spinning back fist presented by the UFC.
What's it called? Ignite? UFC Ignite or something?
Yeah, it packs a punch.
Oh, eat like a champion. Yeah.
Eat like a champ.
All right. Before we get into the card, let's tell everyone where we'll be betting on the card. That is the DraftKings Sportsbook. The live read thing isn't up. There it is. DraftKings Sportsbook. We love the DraftKings Sportsbook. And the Octagon isn't just in Las Vegas anymore. It's right in your hands with the DraftKings Sportsbook. It's the official sports betting partner of the UFC. And get ready, because when Merab and Yan face off again at UFC 323, every punch, every takedown, every finish, it all has potential to pay off in real time. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll instantly get paid $200 in bonus bets. And hey, Missouri, the wait is over. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me state. So if you want to go on there and bet against the Rams and hold that grudge, like I know some good St. Louis Missourians do, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code BACKFIST. That's code BACKFIST. BACKFIST to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Yeah,
great
shout out
stuff.
DK. Shout out DK, the goats. It's a lot of betting opportunities on this card. We'll of course get into those and make sure you head on over there before the fights. And obviously for huge college football weekend, college basketball, huge college basketball Saturday, NFL, NBA. NHL, you
Hockey's
name it.
Back. Bet on the Blues if you're in Missouri. You've got your
shout out Mizzou. You're back in home of. Well, no, wait. Did Michael Chandler go to Mizzou? I think so.
Johnny Evelyn and Askren. Yeah, Marty Snoozman.
No, he was D2.
Oh, you're right.
I think he went to like some
just worked with Askren. Yeah.
Marty Usman went to University of Nebraska, Kearney.
Yeah. I'm confusing him because he trained with Askren, I guess. Or did he train with that? Yeah, he did, right? And then
that's why they called him Marty
Smith. Yeah, that's right.
No. He grew up in Nebraska.
He did, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he spent his whole life in Nebraska. Marty from Nebraska.
UFC this weekend, normal start time, 6 p.m. prelims. Muhammad Naimov versus Marion Santos kicks off the card. Santos minus 258.
I think this is just a classic matchup for Marion Santos that he wins by decision. He's just he's bigger than Naimov. I think he just has a little bit better everything. I guess Naimov could get the grappling going like Francis Marshall did. But Marshall's a better grappler, and Marshall couldn't really hold down Santos. There's always a chance Santos finds a knockout here. I really like Santos. I parlayed him with Talbott, who we'll talk about later. But yeah, this is a pretty good fight to start it off. Santos has some potential. Naimov's Naimov, but Santos just fights. He fights smart, fights on the outside, and yeah, I think he's going to cruise here.
Yeah, I think so too. Reach. I think he's definitely the better. He's more technical striker for sure. And I agree with you. Like I don't see Naimov just like taking him down, holding him down. Yeah, I like Santos. Just kind of pick him apart.
And then Mansour Abdul-Malik versus Antonio Trocoli. Abdul-Malik minus 1,300. He is the heaviest favorite on the card by about 1,000.
Yeah, he is. Well, Mansour Abdul-Malik, the real question here is, will he hit another over 1.5? He's
selling.
He is somebody who you just watch and you have the under 1.5. I think I had in all of his fights so far. And he just, once it gets to the 7-minute mark of the fight, he just goes. He starts fighting and then finishes them. The under 1.5 is minus 210. I may just take it for shits and gigs because, yeah, this is just the Mansour Abdul-Malik way.
This is where I know where Jack's going, where it's like the right play, even though there's been some fishy shit going on. So you almost play it as like, I know it's the right play, but then also when he just dances for 7 minutes and then starts fighting at the 7.5-minute mark, you just laugh. And you just have the there's a mental of I know what, you almost want to get mad at it. Like you want to be there so you can be justifiably upset when he sells the under again.
He's going to sell the under, so I think I'm going to take the over. F it.
He knocks him out cold at the 2-minute mark in the second round.
Yep.
2 minutes left, I should say. 2 minutes left.
Then we've got Iwo versus Ibo. Ibo Aslan versus Barber-Silva, who I believe is a Contender Series guy. I remember him getting a knockout in the Contender Series. Yeah. How do we feel about him? He's the favorite in this fight, minus 192. I feel like Ibo Aslan isn't that bad. Like as a debut opponent, seems like a pretty tough debut opponent for a Contender Series. Not that tough, but is this Iwo guy good enough where you believe he's going to knock out Aslan?
I think he wins. Ibo's one of those guys he has the big knockout over what's his name, the Pleasure Man, even though he was losing a lot of the fight.
Turkaj was
it? Ibo's one of those guys I feel like he looks better than he is. Like when you see him, he's fit, he's just big, brolic dude, heavy hitter. But I mean, you've seen him get, who is it, Billy McKenna? Kind of
Elikana, was it?
Elikana.
Yeah.
Sorry, boys. I'm podcasting sick. But
flu game for Ev. Shout out Ev.
I think Iwo gets done. I think he's better. I actually was very impressed with him on the Contender Series.
When did he fight on the Contender Series? A long time ago or recent?
No, this year. This season.
September. So beginning of
earlier issue of the season. But yeah, I was impressed by him. I just don't think Ibo's that good. Now I totally understand you could someone having the mindset of a guy making his debut minus 190 against a power puncher. I understand it.
Yeah,
I could definitely see
who has the UFC experience and has been there.
Yeah, the apprehension. But I think Iwo gets it done, and I wouldn't be shocked at all if he did knock him out because I think he's a super powerful guy.
Yeah, all of Iwo's victories, and he's 6-0 as a professional, are in the first round. This is going to be a banger. He went to decision 3 times on the regional scene, or not regional, on the amateur scene. Ibo Aslan is just getting submitted by Kutalaba just makes my head roll. or my eyes roll. I think Iwo finds I like plus 100 for a KO is decent. I'd have to look at it a little bit more. That's my only interest here. But the under 1.5 looks decent. Minus 195 is a pretty steep price to pay on DK. But yeah, I think we're going to see a finish here, and Iwo is going to bring the Polish power. There's two Polacks on this card.
Yeah. He's from Warsaw, which I always thought was the coolest fucking like location name, from Warsaw, Poland. Sounds awesome.
Badass name.
Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner minus 325. Edson Barboza plus 260. Is it? I feel like every Barboza fight we break down, I kind of intro to you guys with this, but is it over for Barboza?
That man's on every juice in the fucking world. So who knows?
Allegedly.
I mean, Jalen Turner should start him, but who knows? I mean, if Barboza pushes this fight long, could he find a finish late? I don't want to get involved here. I'm cheering for Jalen Turner, but also Barboza's he's a bad man.
I feel like I'm cheering for Barboza, just a legend. Like, he comes in there, I want to see him get an underdog victory. I don't care what he's on.
I did not hit an anxiety pen.
Yeah.
Oh, I hit a pen. Maybe they were talking about me.
Oh, I don't know.
It's
Chad
like a
Boulder
CBD
said
pen.
But
It's like a fake. It's like not even real.
But I mean, this fight should be good. I'm happy to see Jalen Turner back. He has a lot of potential. Under 1.5, minus 130. I have a thought process on the over 1.5 plus 100 being kind of live. Barboza's tough.
Yeah.
And so is Turner. And I just don't think Turner's going to get knocked out by Barboza early. But I could see him Turner just athleticism. I mean, how big is this age gap? 10 years, 15 years?
Like 10 at least.
So this is it should be this is a fight that I'm looking forward to, but I don't think I'm going to bet it. I haven't bet it.
I think Turner smokes him.
All right.
That's I think he knocks him out. I agree. Like the age gap, the size, the length, even the power at this point, I think is a huge, like, obviously Edson's always live for like a kicker, and he does have power, but I think Turner, I don't know. And I don't know if you guys have watched it all. And I try to do this to try to get in the mind of these guys and just see kind of where they're at. But even some of the interviews I watch with Turner, I think we're getting like a spry Turner who is really, like, genuinely is like found his spark again for the sport and for the game. So I think we get like a very, like, I think we get a even better, how do I word this? Like a Jalen Turner with a much better mindset and mind frame than we've even seen like his last few, where even like he's looked good and then just had like weird moments. I think the Bobby Green thing fucked him up. I think it mentally fucked him up, like how badly he hurt him, and the ref stoppage was weird. And then I think that kind of messed into the Moicano fight where he had Moicano laid out and like didn't follow up, and then he ends up losing. And then the Turner fight like could have went his way early, and then he ended up not going his way, like the split decision. I don't know, the way he talked with Ariel and some of the others I've seen, like, I think work with the young guys really got him back in it. I forget who it was. Someone asked him to be a training partner to mimic someone else. And then he kind of got him back. He's working with the young guys. He loved it. So I don't know. I think we get a good, like, I think he's in a good mindset. And I think just physically, he's so much better at this stage in both their careers. So I think Turner could just like, I actually kind of think he knocks him out in the first round.
Then we've got Vettori versus Moreno-Taira, which is, it's like kind of like it's a shame to see like the fall from grace for Marvin Vettori, like this far down on the prelims. But it's basically a pick and fight. Vettori slight favorite, minus 115.
Is this where his chin finally gets cracked? Is this the one? You don't think so, Jack?
I don't know. I didn't think so. I think he's gonna win this fight.
I get so, because his last few fights, he's just taken such a beating.
I kind of think Brendan Allen's striking is low-key pretty good and powerful. And he ate a lot of punches there and just seemed fine. I think he just has the greatest chin ever. I mean, Bruno could hit him here, but I'll be honest. I think even though he got 30-27 in that, I thought it was a relatively close fight. I think he's just a better fighter here. I don't see Bruno getting takedown. I want to take Vettori -115, but I don't know. Maybe Vettori by decision. The chat's saying Bruno decision is wide. Vettori by decision. I'm going to check that out right now on DK. Vettori by decision is +130. Yeah, I'd rather just take -115. And then Bruno by decision is +450. Now, that is something that I could be interested in if I was a fan of Bruno here, because you look at that and think, okay, Vettori has a great chin. If he beats him on the feet, you get him by decision. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like Bruno to win. I think Vettori's just in. I get what you're saying, Jack. Where like it was 30-27, but it was close. I thought he did fight better in the later rounds against Allen. Like early on, he was getting smashed. But it would really short down. But yeah, I kind of think Bruno can get it done. I think he maybe can get takedowns. We'll see. He's not that tall, but he's just so like physical and strong. I don't know though. There's a weird fight. Even though I like the matchmaking, it's strange.
Then we've got Sadikov versus Ziam. Ziam the favorite in that one, -135. Sadikov +114. Probably like Ziam in that one again. I don't mean to be going chalk favorites every fight, but
I'd put the fascinating fight stamp on it, because Ziam's been on such a good run, but like I almost feel like the run that he's been on, you'd think the line would be wider. But Sadikov's super well rounded, like super like tough, durable, like good striker, like big arsenal of striking. Like it wouldn't shock me if Sadikov won. Now I wonder if Ziam can get the grappling going, because he will definitely have like the length, the reach advantage, height advantage, obviously. Sadikov just kind of finds a way. I don't know. Is it? This is the one I've had the toughest time like visioning in my head, like how the fight's gonna go, and I feel like you just go so many different ways. I guess I'll lean Sadikov, but I don't feel I'm not really like picking that like as a bet or anything.
Yeah, I bet Sadikov +135. I think I got +140. It's now down to +114. I think Sadikov's just the better fighter. He does have a tendency to get in some brawls, though, and Ziam's so much longer than him. But I think Sadikov can hit the takedowns, too. Sadikov by sub, I think, is live. I think Sadikov's tough. I think he's really, 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 really damn good. I think he can knock him out here. What is the line here? I think it's under 2.5 +165. I like that, too, because I think Ziam could even find a finish. This is a great fight.
Jack, I like that Sadikov sub +1,000.
Yeah, because
that's interesting. I think that's an interesting. He's got sneaky good jiu-jitsu, good grappling.
And Ziam's been taken down 1 billion times. He got taken down in the Frivola fight. And obviously Mike Davis fought him when it seemed like Mike Davis was dying. Yeah, it was a very weird fight. And he almost got that submission.
He had him.
But I think Sadikov could hurt him and then find a submission. I'll definitely be on that 10-1 over on DK. It's a very fascinating fight, as I've said. This is a banger, though. I feel like I like everything in this fight. Under 2.5. Sadikov by sub. Sadikov straight.
Also, I mean, McKinney did it to him too.
Yeah.
McKinney just like jumped on his back and choked him out. And that's not to say Ziam hasn't improved, but it's more to say, like you said, like Mike Davis had him. Like he definitely can be submitted,
and he gets taken down all the time.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Macy Barber fight, or Macy Barber, Karine Silva. Macy Barber -198, Karine Silva +164. Another one where I think Macy Barber gets it done.
Yeah, under 2.5
takedowns.
Under 2.5 +195. So live here. Also, you could look at fight room on it. Macy Barber 12-1 round 2. Macy Barber round 3 18-1. Why I'm not suggesting a straight up bet on Macy is she could still be a little bit messed up. It's not too long ago that we saw her not walk to the cage. And Queen Silva, I guess, could finish her. But if Macy's healthy, I think she can run through Silva and really give her a beat down. And Barber's she's vicious. She is someone who is a really, really good fighter and is vicious and gives us really good fights, specifically in the women's division.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Barber. I think the reason I'm not gonna bet her is because what you said, Chat. Like I think it's, or maybe Robinson, just not crazy long removed from like the health problems. I think making this weight for her is definitely is difficult. And I think that scares me a little bit.
And if you're going through health issues, making weight is 10 times harder.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of I don't hate the dog shot on Silva, but another one I'm probably just like
Then we've got McKinney and Chris Duncan. McKinney plus 124, Chris Duncan minus 148. It's always crazy with McKinney. I feel like if you're gonna bet him, why not bet him finish, bet him first round, throw something on that. I might, to be honest with this one. I feel like this is the kind of Terrence McKinney fight where if he went in there and fucking finished Chris Duncan in the first round, there's not a single part of me that's surprised.
I bet Chris Duncan at minus 185. I got a really bad line there. He's now minus 148. I really still like him here. I just think he's a better fighter. I think
he is too, to be honest. It's just McKinney does this sometimes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I think if McKinney doesn't finish him in the first 90 seconds, I think Dawson's a tough dude. Yeah, we know this all the way back to his Contender Series fight where it felt like he was about to get knocked out. Then he knocked out Charlie Campbell, I think it was.
Yeah.
And this fight's awesome. What's the under?
It is a great fight.
Under 1.5 minus 360. That's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Crazy.
This is one of those fights that you should tell your friends, hey, you wonder why
tune in early.
You wonder why I watch MMA all the time? Come watch this.
Yeah, it's hard to go against Duncan here just because I agree 100%. He's definitely more well-rounded. And he's also live to finish. I feel like McKinney recently has gone more to his grappling and stayed away from those just crazy exchanges. It's his last few, and I guess you could argue matchup wise, it was the right play from going from Borshev and I was it Hadzovic or something he fought last. That's has no ground game, where Duncan's way different. I mean, Duncan's got a crazy guillotine too that he's gotten a few guys with in the UFC already. But yeah, the line movement surprised me, Jack. I'm definitely surprised it came down that much. But also it is tough because he has Duncan's so weird because he's one of those guys where you've seen him hurt a lot in fights, but he's also super durable. Look at the wars he's been in recently, with Rebecca as a big dog and some of those guys. He's gotten some crazy fights and has came out on top. So yeah, I mean, I would pick Chris Duncan just because I'm just leaning on the well-roundedness and the cardio. Like you said, if McKinney doesn't finish him in the first 2 minutes, what does it look like after that? I mean, even saw in his Dober fight, he went berserker mode for 2.5 minutes, and then once berserker mode kind of went out, then Dober just did his thing. And I could see Duncan doing a very similar thing, or all of a sudden McKinney's gets a little tired, shoots one lazy takedown, and boom, neck over. So yeah, I would take Duncan. I think he's just safer, but it's also a play that going into it that he could just die in 20 seconds.
Yeah,
McKinney's always live to cripple anyone. But
then we've got the prelim headliner, the final prelim on the card: Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres. Dawson minus 218. Torres plus 180. Under in this one, under 1.5 minus 135. Another banger, to be honest, to headline the prelims.
So I think this ends one of two ways. Grant Dawson wins by submission in round 2 or round 3, or Manuel Torres wins by round 1 knockout. Because I think if Manuel Torres does connect, Dawson's going to sleep, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Dawson's one of the only
Torres, to be honest. I think Torres will knock him out.
Yeah, this line's a little bit fascinating to me, but the grappling upside for Dawson's so huge here.
Yeah.
But
again, we also Torres is so fascinating because he's another guy where like you've seen him land like some big knockouts, but then you see like Bahamondes, who was completely outclassed on the feet.
Yeah.
But then he also is the kind of guy that like he went in there and just took Chris Duncan's back and choked him out.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what to think of this guy. Torres, I think
beat up Drew Dober.
The Nicholas Mota elbow was like one of the nastiest elbows I've like ever seen. The Dober knockout is crazy. I mean, the hammer fist, like it's Dawson's chin has scared me. Like, I mean, the way that he went down to the Bobby Green, essentially like a jab, has left this like ever burning like thing in my mind of like, oh, like if Dawson gets touched, he'll just die. And that scares me about Dawson better, but I don't know. I kind of feel the same as Robbie, but at the same time, Dawson's like better. Like he's I don't know. This is another hard one. Like,
but it's like also like, are you gonna lay minus 218 or whatever he is on him? Like,
this is one of those fights where I think Jack kind of alluded to it at the beginning, where it's like whoever wins, it's gonna feel really easy. Like I feel like whoever wins this fight, you're gonna look and be like, oh, that was the obvious side.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
Like that's kind of how I feel when I look at this. So I guess I would pick Torres just because of like the dog side, but it just wouldn't shock me at all if Dawson had him taken down in like 2 seconds and was
Dawson
like on his back with hooks in.
The way ATT guys talk about Dawson, you would think he's a champion. So I mean, and that's something that is quite frankly a huge. It's something to respect, but the chin really scares you, and Torres hits hard. But yeah, this is a tough one to call. I think I'm gonna do Dawson round 2, round 3, but I don't know. It may not even get there.
Then we've got the main card, which we will talk about in just a second after we tell everyone about another one of our sponsors, our final for the day. That is Blue Chew. Guys, walk into the room, dick first. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. This ain't a supplement, it's an erection resurrection. And this ain't just about performance, it's about legacy or third legacy. Give her group chat something to talk about, because you know when you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at bluechew.com, BLUECHEW.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code SPINNIN at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Code SPINNIN, SPINNIN. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to bluechew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. All right, main card. Great main card. Guskov versus Jan Blachowicz for the first card. Blachowicz minus 125. Blachowicz. Guskov plus 105. I like Jan in this fight.
Yeah, I've been considering Jan too, but this is a huge age gap specifically. But I mean, Jan's
I don't think Jan's gonna knock him out or anything, but I do think he's gonna like beat him by decision. Pretty.
Jan's
handily.
42. The level of competition and difference is huge. I think Guskov potentially could just be too fast for Jan, but this is a fight that you could end up watching and looking at yourself in the mirror for not betting Jan and looking at yourself and saying, how stupid are you? And right now the line sits at minus 125. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to bet this.
I kind of like Jan. I also... Do we think that Jan could get some grappling, some takedowns here?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I think he could. Like, I think he's got sneaky, like, good submissions. Like, I think he could get on top here. Yeah. I wonder if if that'll be his game plan from the start, or if more that would be like I am too slow for him. Like maybe I need to kind of thing. But I also feel like if you're his team, you'd almost have to be going into it thinking like this guy's young, he's got big knockout power. Like it's definitely a possibility, but I don't know. I think the well-roundedness, the strength of like competition and all that. I like Jan. I think he can get it done in a couple different ways.
Yeah, I see I see the vision. I just think Yan may be too slow to get that takedown. He couldn't do it against Olberg. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it here. That's what makes me a little bit.
I can sit with Olberg because I think Olberg moves so much better than Yan does, but it's a fair point.
Then we have Henry Cejudo.
But sorry.
We have Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbott. Very exciting. As soon as they made this, I was like, this is exciting. It's weird. It's like a weird, like you would never expect these two to be in the cage with each other. But I'm happy they are. Peyton Talbott is -258 to Henry Cejudo is +210. I love Peyton Talbott. Love that he's a spinning back fist guest. Is that crazy?
No,
like,
I think that,
is there a chance that Henry Cejudo can go in there and get the takedowns and just no chance?
No, I think Talbott runs through.
I think Talbot wins, but like when I saw he's -258, I was like, what if Cejudo can just go get the takedowns?
I think when you have to look at it, I think you like the size, like they're going to look so different in the cage. I know. Talbot's so much bigger. And I'll say this, I understand that the Barcelos performance is etched in a lot of people's brains when it comes to Talbot. But I mean, I don't think he's getting enough credit for how good he was in the Felipe Lima fight. And Felipe Lima is someone who I hold in like pretty high regard. Like, I think he's a very good fighter. I think the way he was able to defend takedowns there and really just completely neutralize Lima in a fight that I was on Lima, like pretty good. I think this is a horrible matchup for Cejudo. At this point, I basically refuse to bet on a retiring fighter. I think this is Cejudo like just kind of collecting his last paycheck, to be honest. I'm not saying he's not going to train hard. I think he's professional. Like, this is what he does. But I just think there's something where a guy who knows he's not – it's not like he's in a fight where it's like, all right, if I win this, I'm getting a title shot. Like, Cejudo's just done. Like, yeah. I don't think there's any result. Like, listen, if he goes out and just, like, starch Talbot in 2 seconds, does he maybe want another fight? Like, maybe. I don't know. But I think it's like a 99.9% chance he's done no matter what. Like, I agree with Jack. Like, I think Talbot just like runs through him. I wouldn't even be surprised if Talbot knocked him out.
Yeah.
I look at this and think Cejudo's fighting for money, which I don't blame him. Go ahead. Felipe Lima, like Big Eb said, shot 15 takedowns in his fight against Talbot. He only landed 3. The amount of top time that he had, he only had 3 minutes of control. Honestly, Talbot had more control in that fight. 4 minutes of control. There may be a chance that Felipe Lima's better than Cejudo at this point in terms of grappling and getting takedowns, just because of the age and the explosiveness aspects that's needed to take down Peyton Talbot. I think Talbot rolls, and yeah, I agree. I put him in a parlay with Marion Santos to start the fight or start off the card. I really like him. I just think he rolls here.
Then Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. Moreno +102, Tatsuro Taira -122. Another one where I'm like, if you're giving me Brandon Moreno plus money right now, I think I'm still willing to take. I know it's only +102, but I think I'm still willing to take Brandon Moreno and take a shot on that. And I don't think he'll finish Taira, but I do think he could get like a decision win over him.
Yeah, I would say I'm not super opinionated. I kind of like Moreno, but I'm not. I feel like I could even be talked out of it. But Taira's very good. I guess it was a 5-round fight, the Rival fight, but I kind of like don't see why Moreno can't do like a similar kind of thing. Like, I feel like we haven't really seen Moreno just get like ragdolled around or like taken down, held down. Like, and I think that's kind of what Taira maybe needs to do. Like, can he beat him on the feet? I mean, I'd be very impressed if Taira could. But I kind of lean Moreno, but not like super confident or like opinionated in it. But if you're making me pick, I'll pick Moreno.
Yeah, I think. Actually, I don't know what I think for this fight.
It's tough, dude. This is a hard fight. I think this is obviously it makes sense. It's like it's essentially a pick on slightly into Taira. So I mean,
yeah, me too. I think
it's a tough tough
I
cat.
think Taira is somehow underrated once again. I don't think he got enough credit for what he did to Alex Perez. And then also, obviously, Royval beat him. But Royval's a fucking beast, dude. And Royval obviously beat Moreno as well. And then also how Taira just absolutely dominated Park Young-sung. That was, people were, hey, Park Young-sung, he may make this a fight. Taira just completely dominated him.
Yep.
I think Taira's only elevated his game since his loss to Royval. Still a tough fight, specifically it only being 3 rounds. But I think that honestly favors Taira a little bit more because he can get a takedown or 2 and steal a round or 2. 5 rounds, that's where we saw Royval really take over. Late 3, 4, 5, where he really dominated him. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have a bet here, but I do lean Taira like Ev.
Then the co-main event. Oh yeah,
I would say I
co-main
agree. It's like the 3 round to 5 round. If it was 5 rounds, I'd feel better about Moreno. I think that's what's giving me, that's what's giving me pause from like betting Moreno.
The co-main event is obviously Alexander Pantoja versus Joshua Van. Pantoja minus 238, Joshua Van plus 195. I think Pantoja rolls. Love Joshua Van, love him, but I don't think he's on the level of Pantoja at all.
So I bet Van plus 185. It's now at the plus 195. I kind of regret the bet, but I'm gonna roll with it. I think Van may just have the goods. I think he may just have the goods, and I think he's going to be harder to take down than we realize, and I think he can outlast Pantoja to an extent and really put it on him late in this fight. But the more I think about it, I think the play that I should have got myself involved in, his fight doesn't go the distance, minus 150. I don't know if that's still available on DK. I'm checking right now. Fight to go the distance, minus 145. I think because I don't know if this is a little bit of gentleman's gameship from Van saying that he doesn't have any game plan. You better have a game plan, bro. I mean, Pantoja is just, but I will say Pantoja's locked in. This he's a warrior. This is a guy that I'm not concerned about taking people lightly. But I go back and forth. I mean, I'm going to stay with my Van pick. But I think I may add fight doesn't go the distance, which means Pantoja will win by decision. But
yeah, I like the fight doesn't go call, Jack. I like that a lot. It's so hard to bet against Pantoja. Somehow I still feel like he's underrated, even through the dominance he's had. And I agree with you, like Van like might be the goods. I think regardless of the outcome of this fight, he is the goods, and I think eventually he will touch gold. But also, this is one of those moments where like his grappling really hasn't been tested. And we're about to find out. Like, I think it's rare that most guys you find, like, usually you have a moment on the way to the belt where you find out at least a little bit. Like, I feel like the grappling, we just have no idea. But now he's about to fight like the best.
We do know we did see him against Ray Taisura, and he really handled it well.
But that's fair. That's fair. But even Taisura, to me, I just think is such a I think he's just not even like comparable to Pantoja. That's fair, but I don't know. I just think like Pantoja too has like I've called it in the past like the zombie mode, where like he hits this moment like the third round where you feel like he's tired, but nothing about what he's doing in the cage would make you think he's tired, other than like random little like moments where he looks at for a second and then he just does something crazy. And then he just never stops going forward. But Van, he's kind of the same way. I think that's the thing I'm most excited for. It's two guys that just push pace like crazy.
And I think
these guys are just going to meet in the middle. And we're going to see what happens. But I think with how aggressive Van's smart, but I think he's also super aggressive. And I feel like at some point, like Pantoja is going to take his back. And with like 3 minutes left in a round, and what's that going to look like? I like Pantoja to win. I like the fight doesn't go. If I had to pick something, I mean, it's the most, like, it's the lowest odds, or like highest odds winning method. Like, I think he probably gets a rear naked choke here. I think it's just so much unknown for Van, a guy who admittedly has only been doing MMA for like 4 or 5 years. I don't know. I just think a guy
to beat the best in the world like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like to go to and a guy who he definitely can knock guys out. We've seen it, but he's not a crazy one-hitter quitter guy. Like, it's volume versus a guy like Pantoja, who does have a big-time chin, a big-time gas tank. I like Pantoja to get it done, but I like the fight doesn't go.
Then Merab versus Yan, main event, huge main event. Merab, Dvalishvili, -410. Piotr Yan, +320. Over 4.5, -395. We know it's going to decision here. Does Merab just be Merab? I think he probably does, right? Why would it go any differently?
I bet Yan +400 earlier in the week. I think this line's insane. Yeah, I just think it's an insane line. I think Yan.
Why do you think it's going to go differently, though?
Because Yan, I think, was clearly injured in his first fight. And I just don't see him having that bad of a performance again. He's shown takedown defense before. It's not like this is some magical thing that he's never defended against. And then on the feet, I think he's clearly the better striker. He's an elite martial artist. What we've seen him do throughout the years is, quite frankly, amazing. And now we're saying there's only a 20% chance he can stuff Merab's takedowns. I know he set a record. What, he shot 100 takedowns?
So many. Yeah, I know. In the last fight, he threw 50.
If you remember that fight, it was more just the volume of takedown attempts. Like, he didn't even really take him down.
Yeah. I think on the stats I pulled up the first fight before. Merab went 11 for 49 in takedowns and spent 7 minutes controlling him.
Because I was saying, I feel like a lot of that control time too was like up against the cage. Like, I feel like a lot of it was not spent like on the mat. I fall kind of in the middle because I think the fight's going to be a much closer than it was the first time around. But I also am having a hard time like betting against Merab. But would it just stun me if Petr Yan won this fight? I wouldn't be stunned, but I'd be a little bit surprised because Merab's has been so good. But yeah, I definitely see the vision with Yan because I mean his takedown defense is very good. He has a good gas tank. He's the better striker. So like and Merab, like we've talked about moments, like, and it hasn't been any of the last few, but like there's been moments where like Mariah's clipped him, like Cejudo clipped him, like he's shown moments where the chin can be hit, like, and he can get wobbled. So maybe is Petr Yan the guy to just like stick a combo, like a 1-2 square on his jaw and like put him down? Maybe. But I think it's more just, I think it's just much more competitive because I do agree with Jack that I think Petr Yan was definitely compromised to some degree. And I don't mean that to take away from Merab beating him because he beat him so soundly. It was like one of the more impressive performances I could like remember in terms of just like completely shutting out a guy like of Jan's caliber in over 5 rounds. Incredibly impressive. But yeah, I think it's way closer. So I mean, but I find myself one of those where I'm like, yeah, I feel like the fight's gonna end, and you're gonna be like, you know what, like plus 320 or 400, great line by Jack, beat the line significantly. Like I feel like you're gonna look and be like, it's a good bet, but then it's gonna be like Merab, like 48-47, like 149-46 and 248-47s. But I don't hate the shot on Yan, but it's just Merab's in such he's the machine. It's hard to bet against him right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
looking at, if we think about this, Yan closed in that last fight -200.
Yep.
Now he's +400. That was 2 years ago.
Yep.
And if you look at this, since then, Yan fought on a torn ACL against Song Yadong, beat him. Davison Figueiredo dominated him, and then made easy work of Marcus McGee. Since then, obviously, Merab's gone on an unbelievable run. This is his 4th fight this year.
Yeah.
And he cuts a lot of weight.
Mhm.
I just think the line, anything above plus 200 is just wide. I think the line, and obviously there's an upside here that Merab just kills him. But Petr Yan is one of the best martial artists we've seen in the sport over the past 10 years. And I think he has a chance to get a belt again this weekend, and he wants to do it. Plus, he's bringing his mom to the fight. So, I mean, it's just it's all adding up. And yeah, I'm excited for this. I really like Yan here.
All right, that was the card. I got to get out of here. So I don't know if you guys want to put together a parlay or if you want to do it afterwards.
We can do it in their
We
group
can
chat.
just tweet it. All right. Look on our Twitter for the parlay. Yeah, we'll tweet it out. We'll get it out there. Thank you to everyone for listening to the breakdown. Make sure to like the video or rate us well on Spotify, wherever you do that on podcast feeds. And we'll talk to you next time.